welcome to my channel to Sneaky V, and I have another video on the Intellivision Amico. As you can see with the background picture I have displayed, President of Intellivision goes on Twitter and blasts a bunch of tweets off to Pat the Nes punk, recently trying to bait him into conversation. To make matters more embarrassing for the Intellivision Amico community as a whole, you have a bunch of shills getting on YouTube posting all these anti-Pat videos, also with a bunch of nonsensical arguments. Nobody really cares about the shills and the fanboys for the Intellivision Amico anyway, except everyone in that cult community. I'm not getting into more about the shills and the fanboys for the Amico. I'm here to talk about Tommy, the Intellivision president. He always cries about his problems and nitpicks everything that Pat and Ian says. He's a cry bully, right? That's the term that I heard used about him. He's a cry bully, and he always bullies everybody if they don't agree with his opinion. Then he turns around and cries about it and plays the victim. People criticize him and go after him. Fair's fair, Tommy. Fair's fair. That's what this world's all about. It goes full circle. Now, if you're running a company, why the hell do you care so much about what other people say about your product? If you claim it's a good product, and that's what Tommy claims it is, then it should stand on its own. You know, Tommy doesn't need to grease the wheel, doesn't need to do anything. He doesn't need to act like a greasy used car salesman in applying those tactics to the Intellivision Amico sales strategy. Instead, Tommy, the president of Intellivision, he likes to ignore any logic and go on social media and YouTube and huck his unfinished overpriced banana pie gaming device called the Intellivision Amico. The president of Intellivision also likes to slander Nintendo, then backpedals and says he was only joking about the rape stuff. What's worse, slandering a competitor with blatant lies or joking about rape?
Articles in the Wall Street Journal where Sony, PlayStation, and Microsoft restrict, they won't show certain things on their platform. Nintendo does. So you can get the same game on PlayStation and Nintendo, and the full genitalia, child rape, molestation, drug use, that stuff is shown on the Switch version and not on the PlayStation version. It's crazy. If you're into games with blood and violence and sexual content and kids in sexual compromising positions and rape on the Nintendo, if that's what you want, then buy a Switch, you know?
I think Tommy's in a predicament. He's open to legal litigation, and that's not to be taken lightly or as a joke, but he thinks talking out of his ass is a joke. So I guess since Tommy's new stance on his Nintendo comments is defending his rape jokes and not slandering Nintendo or any other company, it's believing joking about rape is okay.
Okay, so number, what is the point in saying, was it your best moment, Tommy, when you were, what is your point in saying that if you like rape kids in sexual positions, to buy a Switch?
I was making a joke, right?
Yeah.
I was making a joke, and you know, again, sure, if I would have if I could take that.
I'll be honest here, being a YouTuber, being the viewer and actually being on streams constantly is very different.
Yeah.
You might say something that doesn't come out the right way. You're just trying to make a joke.
Well, again, I was trying to make a joke, and I was getting all, you know, East Coast Italian, and
yeah, I mean, they were coming at.
So the folks were like, you know, calling me all sorts of names in the chat and everything, and again, calling me a liar, saying that stuff doesn't exist, and you're an idiot, and you know. And so the worst thing I did was I was reading the comments during the chat, seeing all this like vitriol, you know, sent my way. And so, yeah, you know, so I was like, you know, yeah, hey, look, if you want your rape, then get an, you know, not my finest moment. Wish I could take that one back. But again, it was a joke. It was a joke.
If you're a parent looking to buy a game console, you're definitely not going to trust a guy that thinks it's okay to joke about rape, or someone who's backpedaling every 2 seconds on what he says to cover up his mistakes. That doesn't show confidence. Why in the world would you have faith in a product that's claiming to be a gaming platform for consistency of a life cycle up to at least 5 years for your gaming needs? If there's no consistency of what the president of Intellivision says, let me make this clear. Intellivision doesn't control what kids or anyone accesses in terms of gaming content. You do as a parent and a consumer. To have blind faith in a company government or anyone else and what you think is right for yourself or your kids to be exposed to in gaming content is naive. I wonder if anyone that actually works at Intellivision Entertainment has gone out of their way to tell Tommy to shut up. Because Tommy claims to have 2 employees with tremendous public relations experience, yet Tommy won't shut up. He keeps on acting unprofessional online and as a president of a company. Tommy isn't anything special, and he isn't an exception to the rule of acting professional. His downfall, along with Intellivision Amico, will be of his own unless he changes that or resigns. I think personally Tommy should just resign, and maybe the Shimiko is redeemable. Actually, I don't think that's even redeemable. But it's sad to even have to suggest that Intellivision employees look for other jobs. Some even have second jobs or third jobs. I'm not going to get into that, just stay on track of what I'm talking about. All the money is sourced through e-begging for this pet project, and that's why his employees have to look for other jobs. They might have to start thinking about looking for other jobs starting next year. The Shimiko Amico Banana Pie gaming device has a better chance of success without Tommy in charge, and maybe he'll realize that before it's too late. Tommy already made a deal with GameStop that will likely diminish the small Intellivision fan base to lower numbers if people pre-order it on GameStop and then they lose their money. Because GameStop right now, they're on the brink of bankruptcy. GameStop being on the verge of bankruptcy, and there was no foresight into making that decision to partner up with them to take pre-orders. It was a horrible decision by Tommy. What are those people that lose their money? What are they going to think after of Intellivision? They're not going to think good of them. We already know that Tommy, the president of Intellivision, is losing it. He can't handle social media, and he should just shut up and get off social media altogether and YouTube. Let the product stand for itself whenever it gets crowdfunded through the e-begging online strategy on fig.co, and then people can see if the Amico Banana Pie gaming device is any good. There's no benefit of Pat the Nes to have a direct conversation with Tommy Tellerico or even a conversation with a mediator involved, because it wouldn't be in the interest of Pat. It wouldn't be in the interest of anybody. It would be seen like yelling contest between both parties. And Tommy tends to ramble on and get heated until he gets fatigued, and then he says things he'll regret, and then he'll backpedal on. So I don't think it'd be in Tommy's interest too to have a conversation directly with Pat. Tommy's got like a boomer persona, and to take on Pat directly, that's like asking for it. Also, in terms of how Tommy gets butthurt and threatens to sue everyone, Pat has nothing to gain with talking to butthurt Tommy in that regard. Some people I know, they don't like Pat, and I'm not going to fault them for that, because they're entitled to have their own opinion, and so is anyone else. However, in this situation, I gotta take Pat's side, the way I look at it, because of how annoying the Intellivision cult is. The Intellivision cult and community, they've all ruined what little reputation the Intellivision brand had left. Let me remind everyone that Intellivision was a name of a console in the 70s and 80s by Mattel, and it's not to be confused with Intellivision Entertainment that exists now, with the Intellivision Amico product that might come out or not. Intellivision Amico is just a deranged manifestation that Intellivision Entertainment is putting out there. We don't even know if it's going to happen at this point. Tommy's a big liability for the company. If they have anyone actually silent partnered on this venture, like the dude in Germany and the other guy in the United Arab Emirates, then the liability on this venture is being brought on by the president himself. Until Tommy tweets out massively again, with more liabilities, I'll be around making more videos and waiting to see when this Banana Pie Amico Android gaming device comes into fruition. When will it be? 2021? 2022? At your nearest dollar store bargain bin? We shall see. Okay, now we're going to talk to Dana White, and we have our correspondent, Macho Man Randy Savage. He's going to ask all the questions to Dana about Tommy Tellerico.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, Sneaky V. I'm going to ask Dana. Dana, I'm going to ask you one question, brother. Can you dig it? All right. What do you think of Tommy Tellerico, president of Intellivision, and how he's acting on social media and YouTube?
Famous, and I have a blast on social media. You see a lot of people that don't have fun on social media. You see people, there's some horrible things that have happened to people in dealing with social media, and everybody deals with it differently. I love criticism. I love, whatever you want to call it that goes on social media between media, fans, and all that stuff. I'm just built that way. He is definitely not built that way, and he's definitely a guy that should probably stay off social media and, needs to make a few changes in his life, and we're going to do everything we can to help him.